All right, this is SFBarkast. I am Jeff Cleary, and Andrew Lauder is not here today because this is the very first podcast that we're doing in Massachusetts, and it is at Wendell's. Andrew told me, I went home for the holidays, and Andrew told me, you should do a podcast all alone. And I was like, that sounds awful, because it would just be like me talking to myself, going like, so did you like the new Star Wars movie? Oh. It just would be the saddest thing in the world. It'd just be like some dude talking to his imaginary friend, and everybody just like looking by and going, wow, it's so sad. That recorder's not even on. Anyway, so sitting in for Andrew this week is Paul Abrego. Paul, welcome to the show.
Hey, rock
Paul,
and roll.
You've been on the show before.
I have been on the show before.
Yeah, you were at the show when you were visiting San Francisco.
That's correct.
And I believe we were at the Sycamore.
Yeah, it was a decent, nice, divey bar. I remember. My friend Marty was on there as well.
Oh, that's right. And, oh, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't the Sycamore. It was the Mission Hill Saloon. Anyway.
Whatever.
Man. I could tell you it was like,
it was bumfuck.
Yeah, it was
the corner bar and, whatever.
It was the Jackhammer gay bar.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, we loved it there.
And we're
that was later on at night.
And we're today at Wendell's. Wendell's in Norton, Massachusetts, which is adjacent to Taunton. And
sort of.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
And it's owned by an old friend of ours from high school, Dave Wilkie. And how would you describe this bar? It's like a kind of a sports bar. It's like a sports bar without any televisions.
It reminds me of some place in the 1970s where guys with crooked noses would meet to discuss who they're going to whack somewhere. But now it's a sports bar, but it still has like the feel of someone who got shot in the back of the place.
That's very descriptive. It does have like a sports bar feel to it because it's got like this padding on the walls.
The padding on the walls.
And it's got all this like Boston sports memorabilia stuff.
A lot of memorabilia.
And they're big on darts here. They play. They have like darts.
It's dots.
Dots. Sorry, dot team, and they're known for their chicken wings.
Yes, and you are a big proponent of those said chicken wings. I believe you challenge the chicken wings every time you come here.
And I lose every time I come here.
Oh.
I lose to the chicken wings.
I see the red face of the sweat, but you still enjoy them.
Well, I'm just a sweater to begin with, but it says that they've won like national awards for their spiciness of their chicken wings, and I can attest to that.
It's a national award.
It's
like a Christmas story.
It's like Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's like, what contest was that blue ribbon given out to?
Golden anniversary?
So like people come from all over New England to enjoy the chicken wings here, and I like
Buffalo
chicken wings. Yeah. Although you know what, I've been to Buffalo, New York, where Buffalo chicken wings come from, and they're nothing like the chicken wings we get here. They're bigger.
They won't blow your colon out like these do.
Well, these specifically at Wendell's here,
they are hot as hell.
I never learn my lesson. I always come here and get the suicidal wings, and it's just.
I'm not a big. I like some spicy things, but buffalo seasoning, something about it, it just doesn't. I mean, I dipped a French fry in what you had, and my mouth was burning for about 20 minutes.
We're good. Yeah, thanks. And it was as described by a friend of mine that the really hot wings you get here, they're like a diseased rat, like crawling through your intestines, and you know exactly where it is. I know it's very descriptive, and it's not going to make anyone want to come and eat the chicken wings. But if you're like me and you love spicy food,
yeah, I mean, if
you never
love
learn
spicy food, you love it here. I mean,
you never learn your lesson. I come back here, and then even later tonight, I'll be feeling like shit, and I still won't learn my lesson. I'll come back before I leave.
2 more times before you leave, I'm sure.
So we're right in between. It's after Christmas and before New Year's. What I forget who the comedian was. Some comic described it as the taint of the year, where it ain't Christmas and it ain't New Year's.
But a lot of people have the time off, so you can do a lot of things like get drunk with your friends on a Sunday night.
That's
people
new.
don't have to work tomorrow, so
Yeah, that's true.
That's always a good thing.
So I haven't been home for Christmas.
I'm a big proponent of that.
Getting drunk and falling down?
No, getting drunk with your friends when they don't have to work the next day.
You are pretty skilled in the alcoholic arts.
I've dabbled. I've dabbled.
I wouldn't say you're a black belt, but yeah, you're up there.
I'm getting there. I got more time to put in, hopefully.
This is the first Christmas I've been here, I think, in like 3 years, and I'm not a big Christmas guy. Are you? Did you have a good Christmas?
I am a Christmas guy. I really
am.
Yeah, I enjoy Christmas. I love Christmas music, which I know you don't.
Christmas music.
I like eclectic Christmas music. From like surf Christmas music to
You're such a Christmas music hipster.
Things like I kind of
like a cripster.
Yeah, I like a lot of different things. I like the classics, but then I like a lot of like funky things, like "Here Comes Santa's Pussy."
I think I got that channel.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting song. Off of Punk Rock Christmas. You find that at your local bargain bin somewhere. But there are a lot of fun things, about Christmas.
That voice that sounded like Mumbly Joe is Tony Amaral. He's in the research department.
It's part of our research department.
Flip the book.
All right. So I don't know what it is about Christmas. I just don't dig it. Like, you know what? I think my problem is that every time I come home now for it's either Thanksgiving or Christmas, I never get to see it snow. And I know, like, you guys are not going to be happy with me because you guys got pummeled last year. But, like, yeah, it's supposed to snow right after I leave.
I think you might see a dusting on Tuesday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
I think there might be a dusting on Tuesday. And then it's been a nice year. I'm going to knock on this fake wood over here.
Yeah.
But
you're very superstitious. It says when you don't want something to happen, you knock on wood paneling.
Wood paneling, hey.
Yeah,
you never know. Another gem of Wendell's.
Yeah.
Just to feed into that whole 70s pastiche.
It does have kind of a 70s pastiche to it. It's like it kind of looks like a man cave, and maybe like a man cave for somebody who liked sports and cocaine in the 70s.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And never stopped doing either one of those, enjoying sports or cocaine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
why would you stop?
You keep it the same, baby. You keep it the same. No updating here.
No. Although they expanded this a little bit like a while ago, and I don't know, maybe they
where and how.
Oh, well, I feel like they weren't like catering to their kitchen for a long time, and they just decided, we're going to do this.
I enjoy the place, but I mean these seats have had a lot of buffalo wing farts.
Oh God.
They have. I mean, if you really wanted to sniff them, you'd have lots of buffalo wing farts.
Just take it. You can't sell these seats to another bar.
No, I mean, yeah, exactly. If you're going
to replace them, you just burn them. So they have like 2 fryolators in the back. It takes a little while to get the food because you're usually slammed, but it's worth it. I mean, especially if you like chicken wings.
Right. One of the things I really like about them is how when they bring the chicken wings out, there are those 2 wooden bowls that you get. And they're like, I don't know, they're like straight out of like the Brady Bunch. You'd see the Brady Bunch eating out.
It's a very 70s theme going on here.
They'd be eating out of these bowls like salads, but there is no salad here. Maybe there is, but they shake them up. They shake the sauce up between the 2 bowls. You get 1 bowl for your detritus of the chicken wings, and the other bowl is, to grab the chicken wings out and the extra amount of sauce that they give you.
Yeah,
If you are a buffalo chicken wing lover and love, from, what do they call it? Sissy sauce is,
Oh, yeah.
the butter and garlic or whatever.
Here are these sauces, and they're categorized by spiciness. The lowest one is Sissy, and then there's Sissy Suicidal.
Those are the ones I get. It's kind of like halfway in between. I hate order, I'll have the Sissy Suicidal.
It seems like it's kind of named wrong because it goes from Sissy to Sissy Suicidal.
Right.
And it's like, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, it is extreme. Those are the ones, if I get any, I'll get those.
It's not for a sissy. And then there's Sassy. Sassy or regular buffalo. And then there's 3.5, which is a combination of sassy and extra spicy sauces. And then there's extra spicy. And then suicidal, that's the one I usually get and regret it. And then there's Double Dare, which is the hottest.
And you pay more for both of those extra ones because
you pay.
I don't know.
Do you mean
that
you pay
for insurance purposes or something?
Do you mean you pay more in money or you pay more in,
later on
in years of your life?
Toilet paper later on.
Well, that's the other thing. After you eat buffalo wings, you really have to be very, very careful to immediately go to the bathroom and wash your hands immediately.
Oh yeah, I made the mistake of touching my eyes.
Yeah, I made
my nose.
I was eating
my anus.
Oh, well, there's another story that we're not going to get to. I was eating a ghost burger in San Francisco, which has ghost peppers. It's one of the hottest peppers in the world. And I made the rookie. Of course, you start sweating. I made the rookie mistake of rubbing right underneath my eye with my finger, and I went, "Oh no!" And I went into the bathroom, and it's it looked like somebody punched me, under my eye. It got
You're
all
lucky you didn't get it right in your eye.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what is that called? It's called
Castellano or something. Castellano or something like that. Yeah, the actual ghost pepper name.
It's the active component in chili peppers is called capsaicin.
Oh, capsaicin. Yes.
Capsaicin.
Yep.
Apparently, you can buy capsaicin for arthritis pain relief as well. It seems weird.
Well, you wouldn't taste it, I guess. It would be...
maybe you rub it on.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
See, when it comes to spicy food, there's everybody who's into it knows, what's the hottest, pepper in the world? And right now, it's the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper in the world.
Carolina Reaper?
Reaper.
Reaper.
Yeah, not Reefer. And so, but after that, I think it goes the scorpion pepper, and then it goes the ghost pepper. And somewhere, and the thing about people who like these spicy food, all the new peppers have to be tested to make sure they're not genetically modified.
Really?
They have to be naturally grown. You can do hybrids of them, but they have to be naturally grown. And because the genetically modified stuff, that's when you get into pepper spray. It's basically
of course,
you don't want to weaponize your peppers and then put it on a burger.
Hey, why not?
Hey, why not? There have been stranger things.
Just a little spray.
I'll tell you what.
My daughter would love this place.
You think so?
My daughter is a freak, and I just want to bring that one thing. Since she was a baby, she's 13 years old. Since she was a baby, probably around 3 years old, she loved everything spicy. She's been down with my dad's from Texas, and we have a Mexican family that she loves everything spicy, and I didn't really get that in me.
Do you not like spicy food?
I go there for some things. Green chilies I like. Spicy. I love Tabasco sauce, but some kind of spices I don't like. And I think it's whatever they do with the buffalo sauce it's just that one I don't like.
It's a true addiction.
Certain things. But my daughter has always been and always will be, I think.
Good for her.
She has this iron gut, ridiculousness, that she would come here and probably eat the suicidal wings and not blink an eye.
I got into spicy food like late in life. Like when I remember being in high school and having my first jalapeno pepper, and I just was like, why would anybody eat this? It's just destroying your mouth and all that stuff. And I was just like, and I just became a convert like over the years. And now I can't. Maybe my like palate has been so dulled that I have to have something that is absolutely spicy.
You put a lot of things in that mouth.
Yeah. hey, that's another story. All right. You want to take a break?
Sure.
Let's take a break, and then we come back, and then we can talk about do the sports report, because we are in Boston.
We shall do the sports report.
We're outside of Boston, and sports is like a religion here.
We love our sports.
We love our sports. All right, we'll be back from
right.
Wendell's Pub and what's it say? Wendell's Pub. I was gonna say Wendell's Pub and Grill.
They don't advertise the grill portion.
It does say on the menu, the King of Wings.
They are the king of wings.
So let's have it's a little royalty here.
Where's all the purple?
Ooh, this place is legit. All right, this is SFBarkast. We'll be back. All right, and we are back at Wendell's. Paul, don't hold it against me, but I overslept today and I didn't catch the Patriots game.
You jackass.
And but the Patriots lost today.
They did.
Yeah, what's going on?
Controversial fashion.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. The Patriots played the Jets, and if they won today's game, they would have secured the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
That's correct.
But people have been saying that it would actually help them if they lost that game. And here's the reasoning, is that it would keep the Steelers out of the playoffs. And nobody wants to play the Steelers because they're going to be back to 100% by the time the playoffs
That's
start.
probably true. It's a good theory, I guess. I don't think any team goes in to lose a game.
No, you don't.
But,
yeah, of course not.
The way it panned out, it was quite interesting.
The smart money was to take the points and the Jets today.
They always play tough.
The Jets always play the Patriots tough, even when the Jets are terrible.
Right.
And they did. It ended on a very weird call when they went to overtime, and they did a coin flip.
Yes.
And apparently, I haven't had time to sort of like watch it again, but apparently the Patriots won the coin flip and
elected to kick.
No, the referee said to Slater, who's the captain,
yes,
do you want to kick? And then I think he said something. I don't know. Did he say, do we want to kick?
Yeah.
Did he repeat what he said, and then the referee's like, okay, they want to kick.
It was very confusing. I think he kind of did a little Jedi mind trick on him, and saying, "You want to kick?" And he said yes, and he said immediately turned.
So he did say yes. Slater.
Well, I think so. I have to hear the replays again a few times, but I think he, instead of asking, "Do you want to receive?" the Patriots won the coin flip.
Yeah.
And then I think instead of saying, "Do you want to receive?" something happened. He said, "Do you want to kick?" And he said, "Yeah, we'll kick from this end." And as soon as he said that, the referee turned to the Jets and said, "Then you'll receive." And the if you look at the replay, the Jets player is like, "Oh yeah," he's like looking like, "Oh, okay."
And the look on Slater's face, it was like he turned towards the camera, and the look on his face will be on every Boston paper, where he's just like, what happened there?
What just happened? Yeah, I think it might have been a little Obi-Wan-ish.
I think that that'll probably be the lead. I mean, it'll definitely be the lead story around here, but
you do not want to receive.
Yeah, exactly. These are not the footballs you're looking for.
No.
But the thing is, the referees this year in the NFL have taken such a beating that,
they should.
Yeah, I mean, they've been awful. But the thing is, it's like this is just going to be another one of those instances where people will just be like, now there's going to be a qualification of what you can say. You can't say, do you want to kick? You want to say, what's your choice?
What is your choice?
Right.
That should be the thing. And if he says, we want to kick, then that's it. That's over. But, when you kind of force somebody into saying something like,
yeah, I mean, it's like nobody's gonna argue that. Ultimately, I feel like it's gonna come down like, okay, it was a fuck up, but it did cost them the game because the Jets went down and scored a touchdown.
Right. Who in their right mind in the playoff rules right now would actually want to receive? I don't.
Right.
Unless you have the greatest defense of all time, the '85 Bears.
Right.
Maybe you want to kick off and get a fumble or something, but even then, it makes no sense.
Right.
Because you're either going to score a touchdown, or kick a field goal, or punt it away.
Right.
Those are your options. And then the other team has a chance to either kick a field goal as well, score a touchdown, but whoever scores a touchdown first wins the game. You do not get another chance. So it doesn't make any sense to actually receive. And I did hear Belichick's press conference. I think he was covering for
Slater.
For his player and saying, yeah, that was our choice, but I don't know why you would make that choice. And he might take some heat for it, but he doesn't really care. I think he's covering for his player a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I mean, I think that is we're winding. We have one more week in the NFL regular season, and I think the fact that everybody's complaining about the officiating, that's going to be one of the main stories of the season. That and also the role of the backup quarterback this year. There are so many players who have gotten injured. Like Romo was injured for a while, Breeze was injured for a while, Andy Dalton, Roethlisberger. The Patriots have been like a mash unit with injuries, but Brady's been.
Again, I'm going to knock on the.
Well, knock all you want. It hasn't helped. Like they had
but
two.
Brady hasn't gone down.
Brady hasn't gone down. They have two linemen who went down today.
Right.
So it's like
the offensive line has been a mess.
The fact that they possibly could get the number one seed is absolutely amazing.
The best thing that happened to your team,
my team,
in San Francisco.
Oh.
Was that Colin Kaepernick went down? They actually won a couple of games, right?
Kaepernick went down, and Kaepernick was bad. Like, look at all the.
He was awful.
At the beginning of the season, it wasn't RG3 the quarterback for the, also
Cousins came in.
Cousins came in.
Been great.
I have one question for you about Kirk Cousins. Do you like that? Do
I like what?
Right.
Kirk Cousins.
That's one of the things that he said.
Right.
He goes, you like that? You like that? And apparently he went out and he trademarked that phrase. You like that?
Wonderful.
As a question.
That's up there with Mary Hart getting insurance on her legs back in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, I would take out insurance on those legs.
How you like that reference?
You know what? You like that?
You like that?
Well, remember, it was a few years ago.
That's right. I forget about that. He was in the locker room, right?
He was. It was after a game when he won, like in the last drive. But so it was a few years ago when Bart Scott, who played for the Jets, after they beat the Patriots, someone asked him, how do you feel about your chances going forward? And he's like, I can't wait. And then he trademarked that, thinking, I'm sure it was like his manager who just basically said, look, who knows? Like,
might be a T-shirt somewhere.
It might be a T-shirt. It may catch on. For Bart Scott, it didn't catch on.
No,
but I feel like
so much.
I feel like this Kirk Cousins, you like that shouting question. I think that could catch on because think of all. I mean,
I'm sure a lot of Native American tribes are going to have that as their new calling card.
They should ask them.
Instead of the woo-hoo-hoo.
They should ask, do you like that?
Like that?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Well, think of all the stupid commercials all the players do, even around here. Like, you could just be like, you could do a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, just be hold up a donut. They're like, you like that?
There's one person I'd like to ask that question if he likes it.
Who's that?
RG3.
Oh.
You think he likes that?
That would be like, we're going to a correspondent to ask RG3, you like that? And he would just be like, no.
No.
But after Kirk Cousins is gone, after his career, he could be doing all these "you like that" commercials. He could be
around the Washington, Baltimore area.
He could be the spokesperson for a porno site. Just be like, "You like that?
You like that?
You like that?
Hey, you like that?
Is that the kind of thing you're into?"
I think you might like that.
So
pop up at the side of the screen.
One sad thing in the sports world, Dave Henderson died today. Dave Henderson?
I saw that very briefly. I don't know how or why, but I did see that on a feed.
He was the one. in '86.
Oh, yeah.
Who hit the home run off of Donnie Moore,
Mm-hmm.
who played for the Angels,
Killed himself.
who ended up killing himself.
Never got over that one.
Jeez. And, they were like one strike away. Everybody talks about in the '86 World Series, the Red Sox were one strike away from winning the World Series.
They were one strike away from not getting to the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. They were one strike away from the Angels going to the World Series and them, like, being sent home. But Dave Henderson got up there and jerked a home run.
I remember watching that game live as a kid with a good friend of mine. We were sitting in his living room and going, "Oh, season's over, season's over." And all of a sudden, Donnie Baylor gets hit by a pitch. And bam, Hendu hits the home run, and it's just like, we're back in it,
I had no
That
idea.
game actually went to like an extra innings,
Yes.
and then he hit the fly ball to also drive in
The winning homer?
sacrifice fly to drive in the winning run. I
Well-
may be wrong there, but it might be a little hazy, but I think that's actually what happened.
Yeah.
And he'll forever be in the lore of Red Sox history. And he also hit a home run. I think it was in Game 6 to put the Red Sox ahead. If they had actually
really?
pulled that game out,
Yeah.
he would have been the hero as well.
It's funny. I was looking at social media today, and people like posting photos of it. And I always thought of him as playing for the Red Sox.
He's a Mariner.
He played for the Mariners.
Yeah,
He played for the A's for a long time.
That's
a lot of
right.
people, a lot of
That's
friends of mine
right.
back in the Bay Area, posting photos of him playing with the A's.
Right. I remember the Mariners because he came over in the Spike Owen trade. Spike Owen and him for Jody
Reed?
Reed maybe, and
Yeah.
somebody else.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
the ubiquitous player to be named later.
This is where everybody who hates Boston sports turns off the podcast.
Sorry,
But,
guys.
But can you name everybody the starting lineup on that '86
Oh,
Red Sox team?
no. But one person, I always felt
Gedman.
I love Getty, but I was a Bill Buckner fan, and even after
Was it Marty Barrett?
86, Marty Barrett was one of Spike Owen who came over.
Spike Owen. I believe a guy named Wade Boggs.
Wade, of course, Wade Boggs, Roger Clemens.
Hendu is in the
Oil Can Boyd with his.
Was Jim Rice on that team?
86? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
So I think we were only missing one.
Donnie Baylor.
I think it was.
Donnie Baylor, who came over from a trade, one of these weird trades that two teams, the Red Sox and Yankees, made a trade. It was Mike Easler for Don Baylor. They switched DHs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a
they
weird
were both
trade.
DHs, and Easler went to the Yankees, and Don Baylor came to the Red Sox.
And I believe Dwight Evans in right field.
Of course. And
Yeah, so
Dewey
with
was
that-
one of my favorite players. Trivia question.
There you go.
And I'm going to give it away right now. But who had the most hits in the 1980s?
Most hits in the 1980s?
Most hits of any player in the 1980s.
Tony Gwynn.
No, we just said his name. His name
Dwight
was
Evans?
Dwight Evans.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to look that one up.
He was a leadoff hitter. And you know who I heard that one from?
Who?
Peter Gammons.
Really?
Peter Gammons told me that at a party with just going back a little ways in the
Jeez.
late 90s with the girl from Letters to Cleo. It was Kay Hanley's party in Boston.
That's
And-
like the most-
And Peter
like-
Gammons was there, and he was talking. I was talking baseball with him, and
That's
that
like the
was,
most
his thing.
Boston sports story ever.
I know, right?
It's like Letters to Cleo. Were you in the back bay with Gammons?
Yep.
And
Yep. Went to a party. I played pool every once in a while with Kay Hanley and her husband.
Jeez.
And went to this party, and Peter Gammons was there. And we talked baseball for a while, and that was his trivia question.
Okay. Should we touch upon any other sports? The Warriors are still
Edit this part,
chugging along. What's that?
I
Warriors.
thought we were editing this part.
No, we're not.
No
No,
editing.
We're not editing.
All right.
We don't edit anything out. Unless you go on some total racist chant, then I'll edit that out.
Yeah. The woo woo woo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm part Native American, so it's fine.
Oh,
Actually, Mexican
you,
Indian.
So you can say that.
Mexican
See, I
Indian.
can say those things because I'm full of hate.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
that's fine. Yeah. Full of white hate. Excellence.
One of the things about Wendell's is it's kind of like for where we grew up, it's kind of like equidistant from a lot of people. And I'm like looking
Sure.
around and I'm realizing that a lot of friends of ours from high school showed up here.
Yeah,
So-
they have. They've come out to party with you, Jeff, because everybody loves El Jefe.
Well, I just asked. I have one question for them. You like that?
I think they do. I think they do
Okay.
like it. In moderation. If you're
So-
here all the time, it'd be a fucking bore, I'm sure. But
So the Warriors are chugging along. I still have only one loss. And not to brag, but I predicted when they would lose.
I really thought the Celtics were actually going to pull that game out against them, the 2 overtime game. They ended up wearing them out, so that Milwaukee got the best of them.
Okay? So let's touch upon the Celtics for a second,
Sure.
since we're outside of Boston. Do you like the Celtics team?
I think they're fun. I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I think they're a fun team to watch. They really are. Danny Ainge has had a pretty amazing run as GM, reworking last year it was a revolving door of players. I don't know how many they went through, but it was like you didn't even know a guy's name, and he was there on the team for 2 weeks, and then he was traded, and he just kept turning it over to now. I think they could be like 1 or 2 players away from making a real big run.
Well, here's the thing.
very near
They
future.
have their best player is Isaiah Thomas, and he's a fine player,
Right.
but I hate the fact that he's the best player in the team.
Yeah, he's not
yeah.
your franchise guy.
He would be a great third option.
But they have 85,000 draft picks in the next 2 years. It's ridiculous.
well, so they're going to try to package him to try to. Do you think
got-
Ainge will do that and try to get a seasoned veteran?
I believe so. I mean, if he can pull off, what he did to get KG, what he did to get Ray Allen.
I don't think
I
you're going to
think
get
he
KD
will.
to go there.
No, a KG type.
Well, you know
But-
what? That's funny because you said that he's having a really good run with the being a GM.
Right.
But somebody was telling me that before the Kevin Garnett trade, his head was on the chopping block.
I don't know if he was really on the chopping block. I think the owners had some faith in him. I think maybe the general public, and I do that in with air quotes because I think that's like the uninitiated masses or something were getting a little bit tired of what was going on there. They had that year before that, they lost more games than I think they'd ever lost in Celtics history.
Right.
And then they went from worst to first, right after that. So
Some people thought there was collusion there because
with Kevin,
McHale,
yeah,
McHale Ainge played together on the Celtics. And then
Hey.
McHale decides he's going to trade away Kevin Garnett.
the white power in the NBA has to stick together.
Speaking of which, it turns out that Kelly Olynyk, the big goony white guy, big Canadian white guy, is turning into the white player that all Boston sports fans have been waiting
loves
for.
him. Everybody loves Kelly.
really-
Hey, you know what? He's been a decent player, surprisingly. And he's like the sixth man off the bench. And he
Is he?
routinely
He doesn't start?
No, usually not.
Huh.
And he puts up, 20 points a game now.
I know.
Here and there, and it's crazy.
It's
He's been
really-
very consistent.
It's really helping Boston sports fans get over the retirement of Eric Montross and Brian Scalabrine.
Great kite.
they brought in David Lee to try to calm all their concerns.
Yeah. Scalabrine. I always, during the Celtics playoff run, when they won the championship, people in the garden were just freaking out, we want Scal, when they were
love
blowing out the Lakers, and Doc never acquiesced to that. But I think it would have been a great thing just to put in Scal for a second and have him fall down
Yeah,
a
you know
few
why?
times
'Cause
and whatever.
If you're drunk enough in Boston and you're looking at Scalabrine, you squint your eyes, you can pretend he's Dave Cowens.
Right.
I met him once. There was some story about. So if people don't know, Brian Scalabrine used to play. He's kind of a scrub player for the Celtics.
A lot of heart.
A lot of heart.
he's
Now-
a good cheerleader on the bench.
Yeah, and now he does coaching. I believe he's an assistant coach somewhere.
He also like works for ESPN or something, or I don't know.
But there were some people. There was some people who were getting on his case and saying that he wasn't that good of a player, and like so he said, I'll play anyone who wants to play.
Right. Yes,
and so
he
he
did
played
that.
like 5 people who like weren't in the NBA.
No.
And he played 5 different games against 5 different guys 1-on-1, and he only allowed 1 point.
Yeah.
And so like that's the thing that people have to
They
understand.
don't think about the worst guy in the NBA is better than anybody you could
Yeah,
ever put up against
Just
him.
because you're the MVP of your like rec league doesn't
Exactly.
mean you can like go down and like school some NBA player. The worst NBA player is going to murder you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you think about it for any sport, the schlubby. How many guys are in Major League Baseball, and you're like, oh, this guy like hit 198, Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well,
you hit .25 if you.
Well, the thing about
might get a bunt across.
The thing about baseball, though, is that it truly is it's geared towards your sort of like drunk uncle who's like, overweight. He's sitting on the bench and he's like eating, sunflower seeds. And then like he gets a pinch hit. He gets up there. He swings the bat, wins, goes back to the bench and drinks another beer. It's just like it really is. But like, it's not as easy as that.
Right. Right. Sure. Exactly.
Drunk uncle.
Yeah.
Drunkles.
Drunkles? You see any of those when you're back here for?
Well, I am the drunkle.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So I come back.
I forgot. Yeah, you said how were the gift cards? Pretty good.
Oh yeah, exactly. Total.
Everybody loved the gift cards.
Total drunk uncle like move on my part, where it's just like I can either go out and put some time into this and buy all my nieces and nephews,
or I could wake up at 1 o'clock.
or I could go down to CVS and just buy a bunch of cards and throw some money in there. And although I feel like that's I gave them gifts last year, and I feel like they didn't really give a shit. And this year I gave them money, and they're like, "Yeah, thank you."
So next year, fuck them.
So what?
Next year, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, I was talking to my brother-in-law, and okay, so now the sports report's over. I was talking to my brother-in-law about Christmas.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, did you have a good Christmas?" He's like, "Yeah, And he's like saying his kids, they got like this mountain of presents, right? And of course they're like all he can talk about is like the stuff they didn't get.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like,
yeah.
he's like, it's such a double-edged sword here, because he's like, I'm happy that I am able to provide a better life, a childhood than I had.
Right.
But at the same time, he's like, have some fucking perspective. It's like
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
can you like when I was a kid, if I got a present, I'd be like, wow, good year.
Woo! I remember, when I was a kid, my dad, being like, yeah, I'm sorry, you're not going to get the Atari 2600, but maybe 2 years later you're going to get the Sears knockoff thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it was called, the Radio Shack version, and you're going to be happy with it. And you know what? I was.
Yeah.
I was happy with that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you always, the shiny one that you want, that's the one that gets advertised. That's the one you
Right.
want. And then there's always these knockoffs where you're just like, I'll probably end up getting that, So, I don't know. I had a decent Christmas.
No, I had a great Christmas. It was
Really?
fun. It was a good time. Got everything I wanted and needed and more.
Good.
It was all jolly and happy.
my-
I did watch A Very Merry Christmas last night.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well,
It was interesting.
my favorite Christmas special is the Eastbound and Down Christmas special.
That is classic.
If anyone has
we should have watched that the other night.
Yeah,
when we were,
it's the second to last episode of the series. So if anyone wants to go back and watch that, it's my favorite Christmas. And it follows a very traditional Christmas special sort of narrative arc.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, it's absolutely. And, watch it with your children. Go
Yeah.
right ahead.
Get your dictionary out for them.
Yeah.
The Urban Dictionary.
All right, you want to take a break?
Sure.
Let's take a break and we'll come back from Wendell's in Norton.
Rock and roll.
All right, and we are back at Wendell's in Norton. Did you enjoy your wings? Oh, wait, did you have wings?
No, I did not.
Oh, that's why you look healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating. I feel like I should have adult diapers when I come here. I love, like I said, I love the food here, but it's just really, it takes a toll. It's trial by fire.
People love it. People love it. Like I said, I'm not into the hot stuff, so
Hey, let me ask you something.
not my deal.
So this is kind of like a health thing. We're gonna do our entertainment report soon.
Beer is always healthy.
Beer's healthy
Yes,
for you? Okay.
sure.
Do you have your appendix?
I do.
Do you have your tonsils?
Yes.
I want to get rid of both of those. Do you think you can have like elective surgery where you can get rid of your appendix and your tonsils?
You got the right insurance coverage, I guess, or you could just do it.
Because
You could do it like a plastic surgeon could probably do it, like an interior plastic surgeon.
could
They have those, right?
Do you know anyone who'll do it for cheap?
What's that guy's name on the Simpsons there?
Oh, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick could probably do it.
They're like, if you're someone like me who has like bouts
Hi,
with
everybody.
Yes. Oh, can I get another one of these as well? Thanks.
Did you want some?
When I first heard about the appendix, first off, it's weird because like some people have had their appendix out, and those people prior to the advent of surgery, those people die.
Yeah, they just up and died.
Yeah, exactly. There's no. I mean, I didn't have at least 3 friends who've had their appendix taken out. But then if you're someone like me and you have little bouts with anxiety, and then you start thinking about your appendix, and you're just like, it's just this little pocket inside you of fucking poison, just waiting to
You never know.
Trojan horse its gifts to you
Yeah.
for your entire life.
But it's like the Russian roulette, though. It's a beautiful thing.
Why don't we just go in there and take that shit out?
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it's
we.
kind of fun.
I'm not saying we all do.
Who knows?
I'm not saying we all do the Nick style self-surgery.
That could be kind of fun.
But, all right, speaking of entertainment,
of the Nick.
I'm the master of the segue. The Star Wars movie. What did you?
Yes.
We saw it. What did you think?
I loved it. I thought it was great. It was, they definitely wanted to go back and get the feel of the first 3 movies. And
Yeah. Actually,
ignore the other ones.
that's one of the only criticisms I heard that I kind of made sense, is that it actually is very much a reboot of the first one.
Yeah.
It takes place on a sand planet. There's in the first one there was a Death Star that destroyed planets. This one has a Death Station that destroys planets.
Death Planet, whatever.
Yeah. And it's, but I think they rebooted it really well. I like the girl in it was great, although I kind of
She was the best part of the whole thing.
it's not like them going out on a limb to sort of make the new stories about this young teenage girl, because if you look around, it's a very common theme in blockbusters now, whether it's the Hunger Games
right.
or Divergent, and to a lesser extent there's hey,
Jesus Christ.
Divergent, the Hunger Games, to a lesser extent Harry Potter, and
Hermione rocks.
yeah, Ender's Game and The Maze Runner. These are all about
Young kids.
teenagers in
girls,
this dystopian
in
society
some ways, yeah.
who are sort of saving the universe.
Right.
Yeah, so
It is a common theme.
right, but it was good. She was good. I mean, it's nothing new, but
Empowering for the young ladies.
But you know what? Fuck her, that actress, because it's her first movie and she does Star
I
Wars.
know, she's awesome.
Oh.
Figure out that she's hooked up for life.
She has no perspective. She's I'm this cute, young, successful girl doing Star Wars movies.
Right, but
It's all downhill from here, honey.
Will she have the Jennifer Lawrence experience of, being in other things, or will she just be
That's true.
the Star Wars girl, like Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker? And name another movie that Mark Hamill was in that you can remember his name in the movie.
Corvette Summer.
What was his name in the movie?
Oh, Corvette.
Yes, Steve Corvette. Yeah.
Corvette bummer.
Is that the one we fucked up his face?
I don't
It
know.
was like around that time when he got in some kind of accident or something. Or?
I'm not up on my Mark Hamill. Did you? Here's what I've seen Mark Hamill in: Corvette Summer.
CD-ROM video games.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of those.
Was he in the Star Wars Christmas special?
Oh.
Was he in Life Day?
Yeah. He might have been in a cameo on that. That one's what a classic that is. I love
if
that.
anyone hasn't seen it, you should check it out.
Yeah. You probably have to watch it over the course of maybe like 4 viewings. It might take you a couple weeks to get through the entire thing. I don't think there's anybody that can watch the whole thing.
How long is it? Is it an hour?
Oh, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And straight up. The first time I saw this, a friend of mine had gotten it from the old Alston Mall. And if you know what an Alston Mall was, it was like this ramshackle bunch of stores, like, a weird place that you could get, your palms read to. The place it came from was called Garage Video, where they had like stuff that was just, weird ass fucking cult movies. And the copy that I saw, actually, the coolest part of it was obviously taped off of a television, and it had like the original stupid commercials.
Well, that sounds great.
In between, like for Kenner toys and shit.
Did so the story, the legend behind that is that was the first and last thing that George Lucas didn't have complete control over.
Right.
They said, we're going to do this. It's going to be a Christmas show. It's going to be great. They're going to show it every year. And he said, okay, go have at it. And he let all the actors go and do it.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, watched it and was like, okay, I'm never doing that again.
There are so many pieces of that are just, from the beginning of, I think it's about 15 minutes of nothing but Wookiee talk.
Yeah.
Just Chewbacca's family going, and you're deciphering what the fuck they're saying, to B. Arthur's awesome Tom Waits impersonation, singing in the Star Wars bar, "It's homeward bound, friend." Yeah, it's just
B. Arthur?
so bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Last call for alcohol at the old Star Wars bar. It's just so bad. But lovely. But I don't think anyone could sit through that entire thing in one sitting. You'd have to be tied to the chair. It would be the room 101 of, sitting there tied to the chair with your eyes plucked open.
They should send that to Gitmo.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Is there anything else you've seen that you liked?
That I like?
That you liked? I mean, in the movies.
Recently?
Yeah.
The last movie I really liked was The Martian. That was fun. Recently, not so much. Holiday movies, I'm waiting for The Revenant. That's should be a great.
That guy
it looks beautiful.
Yeah. That Mexican director, is it Inarritu?
Yeah.
He's really amazing.
Yeah. That should be an amazing one. Were we going to talk about Star Wars spoilers though, and how people have not done any spoiler? It's been like this nice.
You want to do fake spoilers?
Oh, well, we'll do fake spoilers, but I just want to comment on the fact that people have been really good about not spoiling the Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
At least I haven't. Everybody's like, oh yeah, and I saw something like it's the most people have come together since 9/11.
Oh yeah.
Let's not spoil this movie, but let's do some fake spoilers.
Well, my first one is I had no idea Chewie had that big of a dick. And
I thought it was kind of small.
Well, proportionally. I don't like. There's one big thing that happens in it, and somebody on Facebook spoiled it, and that person is a pariah now. Everybody, he's in the comedy community. Everybody hates him.
Everybody hates him. Yeah.
And it's like, good job, jackass.
Yeah, I hated the part where Jar Jar's son, Juju, he shat all over the traditional Wookiee embroidered Life Day wreath.
And
That sucked. I mean, that put a damper on the whole fucking experience.
in
for me.
some cultures, that's considered a compliment, but not
Well,
that culture.
Yeah, in the in the far reaches of the galaxy, you never know what people are gonna like and not. But
Hey, I want to talk about something else about this bar. Around here, they have all this like Boston sports memorabilia,
yep.
and it looks like it's pretty legitimate. But like, I happen to know somebody from high school who sells Boston sports memorabilia, and he's like the biggest scumbag.
Like knockoff shit.
Well, the thing is, like, I would never buy. See, that it's a big industry, like, because all the bars want to have, pictures of Carl Yastrzemski.
Signed autographs. and
Right? Yeah,
shit
exactly.
Like that,
and
yeah.
it's like, going from this one person I know, I would never buy anything because it would be so easy to fake. You'd be like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is Carl Yastrzemski's signature. It's like, yeah, sure it is.
Right. Yeah. I've never been a sports memorabilia fan myself. Like when I was a kid, I did baseball cards and all that
Yeah.
shit, and flipped them. I flipped away probably wrote Nolan Ryan's rookie card and didn't care, shit like that.
Gives a shit.
Shit that would have come back and I'd be making money off it now. I remember I had like a million Ricky Henderson rookies that have gone by the wayside. But sports memorabilia, not my thing. Here and there, like there are iconic pictures that I really love.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr.
Everybody loves the Bobby Orr
That's
thing.
a Boston one. My favorite of all time is probably Muhammad Ali standing over. Was it Sugar Ray Robinson?
Yeah, I don't know
when
who it
he's
was.
standing over
It wasn't
him,
Sugar Ray Robinson, but
that
yeah.
quintessential black and white photograph.
Yeah.
That's one I've always wanted framed, but I don't think I'd get Muhammad Ali to sign it these days.
Yeah. Although you could just like
Sorry.
You could just have an infant scribble on it.
Oh, that's his signature. Oh, okay.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll do some bad Yelp reviews
All right.
because I bet there's some good ones.
Okay.
All
Rock
right.
and roll.
All right. This is SFBarkast.
All right.
We'll be back
Rock
from
and roll.
Wendell's. All right, and we are back in Norton, Massachusetts. Wow, our first East Coast Barcast. It's a little warm up for Sketchfest, which I believe is January 22nd at Piano Fight in San Francisco. Just a little plug there. If you know what time it is, Paul,
Well, you told me what time it is. It's time for bad Yelp reviews.
I have a question. You like that?
Sure.
All right.
I'm down with it.
So, there were some pretty good ones here. Like usually when we're looking for bad Yelp reviews, we're looking for the absurd people who. Well, most of the time it's just people who are like, oh, they closed early and I wanted to get drunk, and it's like, all right, just go home, you idiot. So we got a couple good
No
ones.
dysentery ones,
Yeah. No, those are the good ones. So, why don't you read the first bad Yelp review?
All right. This one's from Brian F. from Somerset, Massachusetts.
Oh, I hate him already. Fuck that guy.
I don't understand. What the hell is this? It's
The best thing to come out of Somerset was the bus.
It says Orange Barrel Reroute with 3 exclamation points. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
As a rule,
Orange Barrel Reroute.
As a rule, you should always start your review by confusing the reader.
Yeah, I know. I don't. Everything's in caps here. The first lines. So it's Orange Barrel Reroute. Keep going. Do not stop here. Food not worth the price. Only place I ever been when blue cheese for your buffalo wings cost extra. No, cost extra, not cost extra. Cost extra.
But that's pretty standard.
Yeah, kind
think
of.
so.
Yeah. Nickel and dime you with condiments.
Condiments. All the condiments are free. They're right there.
There they are. I see them right now. They even have
Oh,
my favorite malt vinegar.
Oh, he must mean the blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Yeah,
Hey,
whatever.
what's his name again?
Fuck you.
Brian?
Brian F.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Blue cheese
Brian
doesn't
F.
grow on
you.
trees.
3 people easily spent $60 here. DOALLARS.
Spell check.
For that price, we could have eaten much better anywhere else. Sorry,
I don't know.
Brian. Fuck you.
3 people, so it's $20 each. It's pretty good.
Not too bad, yeah. They are short-staffed. Does he mean height or just, like, not enough people
Don't be
there?
racist.
So be ready to wait long periods between interactions with them. Okay. P.S. No free soda refills.
This guy is still.
$4.20 for 2 Mountain Dews. Oh, that's Mount Dews. PSS, only cash, so you will donate $4 to their ATM.
This guy's like complaining that they're nickel and diming him, and it sounds like he is
Trying to nickel and dime
dime
them.
everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
I didn't get my free refills of Mountain Dew.
and also it's like, yeah, okay, so
I would have had 63 of them.
so they don't take his credit card, and he has to use the ATM, and he's got a shitty bank that doesn't refund him his ATM fees, so
Yeah.
everybody else has to hear about it. It's like, hey, Brian.
And unfortunately, spent $60 here.
Well,
So, dollars are,
this is why we
What's
do.
that? What's that on the NASDAQ?
Oh, it's going up.
Dollars.
Well, this is why we do bad Yelp reviews, to basically tell the people.
So
who,
he's got a perfect name, Brian F.
yeah, so F Brian, that's what I say. Here's the other bad Yelp review I have. Nope. Okay, this is from Shannon R. from Taunton, Mass. So you know she's a horrible,
Shannon
horrible person.
R. Ugh.
She wrote, used to love this place, so I was going to get a Wendell's gift certificate for someone for Christmas. I live in Norwell now, so I don't go out of my way for it. Called last night to ask if they were open today, Christmas Eve. When I called, I was greeted with Wendell's wicked loud. So I asked hi, just wondering when you're open tomorrow. If you're open tomorrow, yep. When I asked if they do gift certificates, he says, yep. Well, guess what? It's 4 o'clock and the door is locked. Drove over an hour in traffic for no reason, and my gift is ruined. What were they, open 2 hours? It would have helped if he didn't hang up before I could ask what time they were open. Every time I used to go there, the service was painfully slow. I'm sorry. So done with this place. What a joke. So if you look at the timeline of what she's talking about.
Yeah, she called on Christmas Eve.
She called on Christmas Eve to ask if they were open on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
The bartender probably thought, she was like, are you
right
open
now?
now? And she drove, she's driving down on Christmas Day to get her fucking gift. And she says, oh, my gift is
You
ruined.
sure this wasn't you
No.
getting a gift certificate for your family?
No, this is some other horrible. I think it's a woman.
What's her name? Stephanie?
Shannon R. It could be a guy.
Shannon, Stephanie.
But here's the thing. She's saying her gift was ruined because they weren't open on Christmas Day. It's like, wait a minute. It was ruined when you decided to go shopping on Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
exactly.
So
Shannon,
you get what you
you're a
deserve.
dumbass.
Yeah. Oh.
Call anybody up. Can I come down there when you're not open?
Right.
Please.
It's like, are you?
Open the doors just for me, because my name's Shannon, and I'm from Taunton, and I want you to be open.
It's like, also,
You fucks.
she should have known. No, nothing's going to be open on
No,
Christmas
yeah,
Day.
Yeah. She called on Christmas Eve.
She called on
And she
Christmas
even
Eve.
said that on there.
Yeah, and she's outraged about it. All right. Well,
Well, Shannon, fuck you as well.
Fuck you as well. Your name's
You
Shannon
suck.
R.
Whoever was going to get that gift certificate is probably happy that you didn't show up on their door with a fucking Wendell's gift certificate, sweating.
She's just upset that
You
the
know.
person she was going to give the gift certificate to is going to think that she's a horrible person.
Oh, I'm sure
and
she
is.
said, I really tried to bring you this gift certificate. I drove an hour to get you this gift certificate, but they weren't open.
You ruined Christmas.
Fuck you.
Shut up.
Yeah.
All right. What is your final analysis, Phil Giuanu, of this? Paul Abrego, what is your final analysis, Phil Giuanu, of Wendell's King of Wings?
Well, Wendell's is the king of wings. If I enjoyed wings like you do, I would be probably beaten off every time I came in here because
So very specific.
adding my own blue cheese to the side because they do wings like nobody else does. Being a person that I'd be getting their sissy wings because I'm
Right.
kind of a sissy.
You call yourself Mexican American.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like different kinds of spice. This isn't my spice.
Okay.
Like the Spice Girls or something like
There
that.
are there actually are people who are connoisseurs of spice, and it's like I'm like one of those like brutes, I'm one of those barbarians who's like just like the hotter it is, the better it is for me, and there are other people like you're an idiot.
As I said, my daughter would love it.
There we go. I am gonna give it a big thumbs up. Aside from the fact that I know the owner, I come here. I honestly wouldn't come here if I didn't like it.
You come here all the time. Yeah, you would come here if you didn't like it.
Every time I come back, I gotta go to
I
Wendell's.
do love the decor. It does look like I said before, like someone got whacked in the back parking lot sometime before, in a good way.
It's
I
got
mean,
a
in homage to.
It does have a little Goodfellas in it.
To Cassavetes movies of the 70s or something. You know, like the killing of a Chinese bookie would have happened in the back parking lot of this.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
I almost said Nick Cassavetes, like an asshole.
Nick Cassavetes, isn't he?
John Cassavetes.
Nick Cassavetes, his son,
yeah,
right? Yeah. All right, well, Paul Abrego, thank you for sitting in for Andrew.
I hope I filled his big, gigantic monstrosity feet.
He's got very small feet.
Oh, does he have
no,
small feet for a little man, for a big
I
man?
don't know. I was going to make a Simpsons reference. Or it's like he's got, like all good-natured, good-kinded people. He's
Like
got small feet.
Sideshow Mel?
Sideshow Mel. Or Bob, yeah, whatever.
Bob has giant feet.
Yeah. All right, so.
Krusty has a small feet.
Krusty has a small feet.
That's how Bart knew that
this
it
is the
wasn't
best part
him.
of the podcast when we're like all sloppy in the end. Or it's like, yeah.
Why not? Well, rock and roll, thanks. I had a lot of fun.
No, thank you for being on the show. And I think we're going to, all of our high
We got like 25 people here ready to hang out.
We're going to play some dots. Yeah, Tony Amaral and the research department.
Tony in the research
thanks
department.
For keeping your mouth shut.
And watch your back, Luke. I hate that. That was the worst part.
About what?
When Luke gets shot in the back.
Cool Hand Luke?
No, Luke Skywalker. I hated that part.
Yeah, you get
that
shot.
fucking Boba Fett came out of that goddamn Sarlacc pit.
I don't want anyone.
Yeah.
If you're still listening now, I can give away the end of the movie. Danny Glover kills the Predator.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
All right, so I will see you again next time I'm home.
Rock and roll.
And, thanks for sitting in. This is SF Barkast. For Paul Abrego, I'm Jeff Cleary. We'll see you next time.